What's up, YouTube? So, today I wanted to talk about something that I've noticed. And I've noticed that a lot of fighters and previous champs lost this year. A lot of them lost in circumstances that we weren't expecting. And I wanted to talk about those fighters to know who are the ones who will come back easily and those who will uh, for whom it will be really difficult to come back. And so I want you to stay up until the video because I'll be starting with those who I think will absolutely come back, like uh, no worries with that. And then those who I think it will need a longer pathway to come back to a title shot again. So stay up until the end of the video. And if you could please also make sure that you subscribe. It's really important for the channel because a lot of you see my videos, but then you also like, but then you forget to click on the subscription button. So make sure you do that. And I will be starting with Merab Dvalishvili. I think Merab Dvalishvili will not have to do the long pathway to get a title shot. He will get automatically a title shot once again, either with Peter Yan. I think it's Peter Yan. I don't know who he might fight, like another fighter else than Peter Yan he might fight. I think it's obviously Peter Yan once again because it's 1-1. So he won against Peter Yan, but then he also lost. So a rematch will be like really obvious. And the reason I do think it won't be difficult for him to come back is because his mentality is so strong. He likes those. He's used to those type of situation because you can see how his mentality is so strong and he's so dedicated. He's a real hard worker, no doubt with that. And you see how even though he's not that talented and he's really not known for having um, he's not that athletic such as a guy like Topuria or Justin Gagey, but his hard work rely on combining all of those tools and make him really stronger. He's really known for grappling and also punching and just being courageous enough to chase you up until the fifth round. His cardio never. I've never seen a fight where his cardio was messed up. He was in the fight from the beginning to the end, and it's really something that we have to put on the line so that people don't forget who is Merab Dolishvili, who he really is. He's that guy, and I don't think he will struggle to come back. He will definitely have another title shot. I think maybe either September or October, but he'll definitely do. So another fighter I want to talk about is Ilya Topuria because a lot of guys think that Ilya Topuria has been exposed in a way that he's not that strong, and people really believe that. And Justin also said it in his previous podcast with that he did with Joe Rogan, saying that it will be difficult for him to scare his future opponents because his opponents will no longer be afraid of him. And I don't think it might be the case, but it will be a total mistake for future opponents who want to fight Topuria because he's still dangerous. Everyone is not Justin Gagey, and everyone is not able to do the same technique that Justin Gagey applied to win over Ilya Topuria. Ilya Topuria has proved many times how his um, boxing style is on another level compared to many strikers and boxers in the MMA. I think he will definitely come back. I think he'll maybe not get those early TKO rounds, but he'll definitely still have wins over knockouts. But of course, I don't think he will do the same mistake where do uh, he often does a party before fighting. I think that was really ridiculous from him. He has such a big ego, and I have no problem with fighters who have who believe on themselves or who trust on their skills. But I think there's a difference between those kind of people and people who have like who are overconfident, and that was the case of Ilya Tuporia. I think he was so overconfident that he messed up a lot of things. And I also did a video explaining the reasons why he lost and he couldn't apply the same technique he used to do against Justin Cagey. If you go watch his podcast he did with Joe Rogan, he explained that he uh, in his camp do boxing and grapple are two separate things that he does separately. He doesn't train for MMA, and I think that was a big mistake because if you train separately to specific skills, then the issue here that's come into there'll be an issue with the cardio because when you combine all those skills and in order to fight someone in an MMA category, of course the cardio will be a really important aspect to watch on. And I do think MMA is way more demanding in terms of energy and especially cardio than boxing alone and other types of fighting competitions. And he messed up with the cardio. He thought that the cardio won't be a big deal and a big issue. And he, if it wasn't about the cardio, he will be able to finish uh, Justin Gaethje in the second round. As you guys saw how he was able to get that knockout he promised. Um, it was because of the cardio. He couldn't finish Justin Gaethje, and even Justin Gaethje's coach also said that he did a big mistake. And another mistake he did is that uh, he didn't respect Justin Gaethje's ability to punch and jab. Justin Gaethje is known for throwing jabs that can um, really make his opponent's face get swollen and getting many cuts. He know how to do it, and he explained how he use that technique to do so in all of his fighters. And it's incredible to see how that's what he did against Paddy, that's what he did against Charles and other fighters. All of them be ends being having a cut on their face because Justin Gage's jobs are really insane. And he didn't respect that. We could see the way he was advancing toward Justin Gagey, and Justin was like it was easy for Justin to pop those jabs on Ilya Tupuria's face, and but that's what happened, and I think that won't stop Ilya Topuria to come, and maybe not this year, but then I don't think it will. Once he recover, he will definitely have another title shot and come back maybe with Arman Sorukian most likely, and he will get the job done. I think he can win over Arman Sorukian and others, and then I don't think it's necessary to do a fight with Paddy Pimblett. He's way better than Paddy Pimblett, and for Paddy it will be easier even than the fight against Charles Oliveira. Another fighter I want to talk about is Jack Della Maddalena. Um, his fight didn't went against Carlos didn't went the way he wanted. I thought that Jack Della Maddalena was a more technical boxer than Carlos Prates because most of the time when it comes to Muay Thai and boxing, I think boxing people who know and really master the boxing skills can most of the time outmatch people who do the Muay Thai. But that wasn't the case with with JDM fighting Carlos Prates because it's as if he wasn't sure of himself. As soon as he went to the takedown and trying to grapple Carlos even in the first round, I saw that something wasn't wrong. He pretended to be someone who is uh, not that afraid or sure of himself. Because see the way in the press conference where he was coming at Carlos Prates, and it was if it won't be a big deal for him. But then in the fight, it we could see that it was different kind of person, and the fight IQ played a big role when he fought Carlos Prates, and Carlos Prates was a little bit smarter. He didn't let himself get trapped with JDM's capacity of throwing those punches that he usually does, and yeah, he defended well against JDM. He throw those strikes that he usually do, and then he won over JDM. But then um, I don't think that it's really over for JDM. I think he can still come back. Um, he might fight. Let me see. Uh, he might fight the opponent who fought Belal Muhammad. So Gabriel, yeah, Gabriel Banfim. Uh, he might fight Gabriel Banfim, and I think it won't be as easy, but then I think he can do it. I think he's a little bit more skilled than Banfim because Banfim have to have this tendency. I mean, both of them don't rush to when it comes to fighting, but then if if he's that serious, he can manage to win over Banfim and come back. But then now it's become a little bit more complicated. Now Alex Pereira automatically did a big jump coming from light heavyweight to heavyweight. So he was at 93 kilo when he fought Ankalaev, and then he went from that to having uh, 115 kilo. So it was a big jump for him, and I think the weights played a big role when it comes to fighting Cyril Gane. I think he had the issue of managing that weight, and we could see how he was so slow. He wasn't responding to Cyril Gane's attempts when it comes to Cyril Gane's jobs. He wasn't answering them at all. Maybe at the last round, he threw many kicks, but then apart from kicks, I thought Alex Pereira will beat Cyril Gane, but they didn't have an exchange really, and Cyril was able to outbox him, and I would say outstrike him. But then he said that the reason he didn't do much was because of the back um, back of the head elbow thrown by Cyril, which is illegal by the way. But it didn't start with that. It started when Cyril Gane landed a jab that knocked down Alex Pereira, and that's how he found himself on the ground. And from that, Cyril Gane was able to uh, go for the finish. So it started with that, but then there were also some illegal shots thrown by Cyril Gane, and it's really hard to know whether it's Cyril Gane who initiated that TKO or it, because it's kind of mixed because he threw not all of the shots were illegal, but then there were also some who were illegal, and I'm not Alex to say what actually happened when he received those back of the head elbows. I don't know how it feels, but maybe not. I think the best way to know is to get either a rematch, which I do think he will not get automatically. I think Cyril Gane will do the rematch instead with Tom Aspinall, and maybe after that, maybe he can get it. But if Alex Pereira decides to stay at heavyweight, I don't see any other options than fighting Josh. Um, Josh Emmett. I think that will be um, the logically the best opponent for Alex Pereira, because the way they he trash talked Alex Pereira is a really good marketing, and I think that will be next probably if he doesn't fight, because he said that he want to fight as soon as possible because of his age. So he's most likely gonna fight Josh. But for Alex, I think it's in the middle. I don't see any big opportunity for him in heavyweight. But I don't want to have to give my opinion to say whether it will be hard or not, because he knows how to. Despite all of this, he's a knockout artist, so it's not everybody wanna automatically assume that fighting Alex is easy. I don't think it's a risky kind of thought, and yeah, I don't think he's that washed though. I just think he has to be really careful next time. But then for Kamzat Chimaev, well, Kamzat Chimaev, the way he fought Sean Strickland was really deceiving, because I thought that he will at least. I knew that Sean Strickland going to uh, exchange strikes with Sean Strickland would be a big mistake, but then it's he had no choice because he lost all his energy by trying to grapple um, Sean Strickland, which he succeeded in the first round. In the first round, to be honest, if the first round wasn't able, let's say he was able to get the Sean Strickland's neck in the early rounds, it's my there were more chance that it ends when he submits Sean Strickland, and he was about to do so, but then it was during the last minutes of the rounds, and he wasn't able to finish Sean Strickland. But then in the second round, he was already messed up, especially his cardio, and that's why he wasn't able to go against to implement what he started in the first round. But then it's another thing that really deceived me is that I thought his striking skills were at least uh, um, in a better level than the one of Sean Strickland. I thought that it was a little bit more powerful. And again, was it because of the cardio, or maybe his striking skills aren't that good as people think? It's really hard to say. But then he has to be really careful because his cardio is what's caused a lot of issues that he had against Sean Strickland. But if he fixed that issue with the cardio, I think he has more chance to win over Sean Strickland. But then to fight against a guy like Paulo Costa, who is most likely to fight if Sean Strickland fight Nasruddin, it would be really hard for Kamzat because I don't know. He was so exposed when he fought Sean Strickland. But for Kamzat, I don't really know. I really don't know, to be honest. But then for uh, Paddy Pimblett, well, the way he fought, I thought he would win easily over Justin Gagey because of the way Justin let his face exposed most of the time, and he don't have a really good guard, Justin Gage. But then it was if anything that Paddy Pimblett was trying wasn't as effective as the fighters whom he fought last year, for example, when he fought Michael Chandler. We could see how his striking skill. Uh, it's not that good or athletic or professional, but he know how to strike. He can really fight dirty, but then he it's as if like he was so tired, or he was blocked with something. He wasn't able to do what he usually does against Justin Gagey for some reason. But then I don't. It really depends on the way he will fight against. I think he will fight in the same card as Conor McGregor versus Max Holloway. I think, yeah, it will be against Benoit Saint Denis. And if he doesn't win over Benoit Saint Denis, then I think it will be over. I think it will be unnecessary to even talk about Paddy versus Topuria, because as I said, Topuria. I think for Topuria it will be much more easier to knock him out. And yeah, it really depends on the way he will fight against Benoit Saint Denis. And if he wins over Benoit Saint Denis, then yeah, I think he'll be still there. It wasn't as if Justin Gagey was winning from the start and up until the end. I think he had opportunities as well, but then the energy wasn't matching with all his abilities, and yeah, he wasn't able to do much, and he was just his cardio was so messed up, and yeah, he couldn't do anything other than that. But those are the fighters. Those are my opinions about all these fighters who lost, who were previous champions. And I'll be really interested to also hear from you. What do you think about those fighters? How do you think they're able to catch up? Um, why do you think they lost? So I'd be really interested to hear from you. So, and don't forget to subscribe and like, and see you next time for more videos.